know what, Rick? People always want to ask us, why am I always in a shirt and tie? And you're either in a Hawaiian shirt or and I don't. What are you dressed as today? What's going on here, man?
Well, I am very laid back. So, but
that is very true. That would be an understatement. Right?
That is true. But also, like today, Tim, I've got the Michigan Wolverines sweatshirt and hat on today. So part of our talk today is we're going to talk about team aspect as opposed to one individual. But before we get to that, we're going to go ahead and tell you where we're located like we always do in the beginning of the show. And it's Jobin Realty, and we're on Route 235, just past Dean Lumber and what used to be Doug's Hobby Shop on the right-hand side, about 10 seconds past that, Hollywood Plaza. And Mr. Murphy's located in Waldorf on Route 5, across from Thomas Stone High School. And what is it, Tim?
In God's country.
Yeah, okay, next week it's going to be St. Mary's, going to be God's country.
So it's all about team today. And I think team is really the aspect. I mean, we've always said this, and there is no I, as everybody knows, in team, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And just like, Rick, you were talking about before, you look at the Navy, the Marines, you look at the Army, you look at the Air Force.
Right.
They don't work as an individual. They work as a unit, as a team.
Yes, as a team. Not one is going to be able to help us out or defend us. It's the whole concept of a team. They're all going out there together as a team, working together. They might be individual people, like you're an individual lender.
But I have my team in place.
Right, and I'm an individual real estate agent, but I've got my team in place also. So us coordinating together, just like the military does, it actually makes for a whole lot better force. And it gets really stress-free, evidently so, right? Opportunity for you to buy your first home and accomplish all we've talked about before, the New Year's resolutions, having that home in place. And I think that's a critical part. Right.
So have you brought your team with you today?
Yes, I did. But before we get started, also, just one other thing about the team aspect. Think about this in your life. How many times have you ever seen, if you had one Michael Jordan playing against 5 Michael Jordans, who's going to win? The 5 Michael Jordans, of course. Not one person can beat a team. Never has, never will. And that's why, it's always better to have a team, as far as us, Tim's team and my team, and the way that we can all work together. And it's better for you people in the long run also, because obviously I'm not available 100% 24/7, and that's where Mark and Barbara steps in. Barbara until 6 o'clock. That's just an inside joke, but we're always available all the time, and you'll see it works out a whole lot better than just one person.
And speaking of team, what did you think about the weather?
Oh, well, the weather was nice down in the Bahamas, but it was a little bit cold.
It was a little cold, but we had that one day. It was in the 70s. It was amazing. We went outside. My wife, we were like, what is this spring weather already in January? It was an amazing time. Let's bring the team in place. Mark, Barbara, guys, come on board. Let's go ahead and
introduce guys.
Now, Mark plays center for the McNabb team, and Barbara is a guard. And you've met Jessie.
She says she wants to be part of it.
She brings the cans in place when we need a drink or something. She brings them on in. She's all set. So, Mark, why don't you introduce your team here?
Mark, I'm Rick.
I'm Rick.
But this is Mark. Yeah, we look alike. So this is Mark and Barbara, and I'm going to let them speak just for a second here and tell them kind of like what they do that's behind the scenes that a whole lot of people don't really get to see a whole lot. So, Mark, tell them like some of the things that you do that a lot of people just don't even realize.
Typically, I deal more with showing houses and some of the negotiations with the contracts. And Barbara deals more with after everything's under contract and making sure everything stays
smooth running. Yeah.
Barbara is definitely, when it comes to she's the paperwork person.
Yes.
If I know I need a copy of an addendum or contract, it's Barbara. She's got it lined up and ready to go. Mark's also a bit of the computer guru, if I'm not mistaken,
right? Yeah, absolutely. Mark sets up a lot of things for us on the computer, but Barbara does also. She develops web pages for us. And Mark does a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. So when you email us, it might not be me emailing you back. It could be either Mark or Barbara. But Barbara, why don't you go into a little bit of detail of some of the things you do behind the scenes? A lot of people don't realize what's going on.
Well, it's not a lot of work, but it's something that you want to stay on top of. There's little details that have to be taken care of. You need to make sure you get your termite reports and all that good business, because if not, I have Tim's office calling me and saying, where's this and where's that?
Very true.
And I'll tell you, an extension of our team that works with us are the home inspectors, the termite people. We've got a title company on our team, and all of these people come together to make this a very smooth transaction. For a first-time home buyer, don't be afraid. We'll hold your hand. We'll get you all the way through that.
Yeah, basically we're just like a one-stop shop, and and we get it all done here, and it's just amazing how everything has come together over the past couple of years. It started out, me and Tim, and then me, Tim, and Barbara.
Just small town country people trying to make a live in God's country, and how we've grown.
And now we've grown. We got Mark, and Tim's got a phenomenal team that never wants to be on TV, but they're still good people. And
they can't compete, Rick.
No, they can't. They can't. And you just wouldn't believe. I mean, a lot of people see me out in the front and everything, but without these guys, in all honesty, I just wouldn't. We wouldn't be able to do what we've done this year. Or in the future. And it just really, really takes a lot of the stress out of everything that's going on, because I know sometimes I can't be reached, and and you need an answer right away. You want to know what's going on. So that's why Mark and Barbara also are there, and you can always call them. We always give everybody their cell phone numbers, and then they got the office numbers, so they could be out on the road showing houses too. And that's one thing too. It's like a lot of people sometimes, if I'm out doing something and I'm not available, but you want to see a house right then and there within the hour, so Mark and Barbara can drop whatever they're doing. We get you out there as fast as possible because we know you're excited, you're ready to go look, and you might want to write up a contract. So you don't even have to wait for me to be there to write up the contract. Remember, licensed realtors here also. So they can do exactly everything that I do, and they do. And and it keeps the whole thing rolling as smooth as possible.
And they realize how important time is.
Yes, time is of the essence all the time. And also, people, it's a buyer's market, yes, but sometimes you can't wait till to take your time, because sometimes the perfect house is going to come on the market. You're going to be ready to move and everything. I might be up the road or in the Bahamas, and then we got Mark and Barbara here, and
hopefully they're not in the Bahamas, right?
Hopefully not. And if we do, that's a really pretty good trick if we can work from there. But there's always going to be somebody, so you don't never have to worry about anything. Okay, and we're going to close up the show here with talking about
the next workshop's coming up real
quick.
That's
right. That's what we're going to do. Talk about the next workshop, which
January 20th, right?
January 20th.
See, they know what's going on more than Rick and I do.
Mark, why don't you do the workshop? She does the foreclosure bus tour.
When's the workshop?
The workshop's going to be Wednesday, January 20th, from 7 to 10 p.m. Like we always say, we always feed everybody. Usually have pizza subs or Outback.
As you can tell, I take Mark's portion of the food.
He eats all my food. You should definitely come out. It's
a great learning
very
experience.
Interesting. You learn a lot that you wouldn't, learn on a daily basis. Just word of mouth, talking to everybody.
Right.
So.
And then the bus tour, Barbara?
Bus tour is January 23rd on Saturday. We like you there about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We'll get back to the office about 3 in the afternoon, and again, we'll feed you. It's a lot of fun.
Right,
it really is.
And the last thing is the SMB.
SMB Bus Tours is our bus that we're on. They're great people. Here's their phone number. Give them a call if you're planning a trip out of town with a group or something. They'll go down North Carolina,
New York, and Atlantic City, everywhere.
But to get a hold of us for the bus tour or the workshop, give us a call at 301-373-6257, or call us on Rick's cell phone. More importantly, I think the All Southern MDHomes.com.
And allsouthernmdhomes.com. There you go.
And we'll see you then.
Bye.